Good morning, students. Here is our lesson video for 15.5b, the last section of this chapter. There's not really too much new information here, but we're going to look at problems that deal with volume and kind of more of a word problem type capacity. Some will be just one step, some will be more steps. So we're going to start with the one step one, keeping it simple. So this is the one on page 291. We're given the dimensions of this rectangular prism tank, and we're told that it is completely filled. And we're asked, what is the volume of the liquid in there in milliliters? So, to find the volume of something, remember we just multiply the length, the width, and the height. So 15 centimeters times 8 centimeters times 10 centimeters. 15 times 8 is 120, and then that times 10 would equal 1,200 centimeters cubed. Remember, cubed is because it's a volume that we're looking at. And then if we're going to convert this into liters and milliliters, remember that every 1,000 centimeters cubed is equal to 1 liter. So I've got 1 complete liter here, so it's equal to 1 liter, and there's 200 centimeters cubed left, and each of those is worth 1 milliliter. 200 milliliters. And we're actually going to have to start to get back in the habit of writing sentences, because it can get kind of, with these one-step problems, it's pretty simple, so it's not as important. But with these others, it can get easy to get lost in what we're looking for. So the capacity, or the maximum amount, is blank, and then I would write 1 liter and 200 milliliters. Notice I don't have to write and, I can just write 1 liter, 200 milliliters. Okay, on to this one, it starts to get a little bit trickier. This is, we'd say, a two-step problem. So we're told the dimensions of this rectangular prism, which is actually a cube, because we can see that the length, the height, and the width are all the same. We are told that there's 1.25 liters already in there. That's the orange. And we're asked how much is left. So my eventual answer will be there is blank room left. Room remaining. Okay. Now if they had told us how tall this was, I could actually figure out the volume of the liquid in here. But actually, already told me it's 1.25 liters. They did give me all the different dimensions of the tank, so I can multiply 15 times 15 times 15 and find the maximum capacity of the entire tank. If it was filled all the way, how much would there be in there? 15 times 15 times 15 is 3,375 centimeters cubed, which is equal to 3,000. Let's actually keep it in centimeters cubed, because that's not my answer. We want to know how much room is remaining. So I need to subtract this 1.25 liters. I'm going to choose to convert 1.25 liters into centimeters cubed. 1.25 liters would be equal to, let's write down here, equal to 1 liter and 250 milliliters, which would be 1,250 centimeters cubed. So 3,375 centimeters cubed minus 1,250 centimeters cubed should tell me what the entire capacity of the tank minus what's already filled is, or in other words, what is left. That is going to be 2,125 centimeters cubed. Or, if I convert that back into liters, that's 2 full liters and 125 milliliters. And there's my answer. 2 liters, 125 milliliters. Oop, didn't give myself enough space on the blank there. I'll admit that one was a little bit trickier, so let's do another one that's pretty similar. I've got my full tank here. It is not actually filled. And the dimensions are 12 by 12 by 16. There's 1.75 liters already in there. Same question, how much is left? So I'll give myself more room, but right, basically the same sentence. There is blank room left. I'm going to do a similar process. I can figure out the capacity of the entire tank, which would be 12 centimeters times 12 centimeters times 16 centimeters, which ends up being equal to 2,304 centimeters cubed. I already have that math done out. Don't think that I'm able to do that in my head. It'll take a little bit longer, but you don't need to watch me doing some multiplication problem. Last time I converted the 1.75 liters into centimeters cubed. I'm going to do it a different way this time, just so we can figure out a couple of different strategies for answering these questions. This time I'm going to convert this immediately into liters. So this would be equal to 2 full liters, and there would be 304 milliliters left over. So that's the capacity of the whole tank. 1.75 is already filled up though, so 2.304 liters minus 1.750 liters. And this is a little quick lesson on decimals. Remember, even though this says 75, that's not 75 milliliters, because there's a 0 there that would be telling us nothing. That's 750 milliliters. 1.075, that's 1 liter and 75 milliliters. But 1.75, that means actually it's 750. So 2.304 minus 1.750 leaves us with 0.554 liters. Or to convert that into milliliters, 554 milliliters. I had a lot more space that time. Okay. I'm not going to lie, it gets a little bit trickier. We're just going to add one more step. So this is a one-step problem, just finding out the capacity of a tank. These are a little bit trickier because we're finding the capacity and then subtracting what's already in there. And then these last two will just have a couple of more steps for 3 total. All right. The tank on the left is 2/3 full. The water is poured into the other tank until it is full. How much is left in the first tank? Okay, so there's my, it's going to be easy to forget what I'm trying to find here. So I'm just going to go ahead and write the sentence right now. Blank is left in the first tank. Okay. So how to get started with this one? It's always a little bit helpful, or not a bad thing to do. You can see we know the dimensions for both of these shapes. I can find out the maximum capacity for both of them. So this one is a cube, 21 by 21 by 21. So if I do 21 centimeters times 21 centimeters times 21 centimeters, that will tell me the maximum amount that this tank can hold. And that ends up being, I forgot to do that one. And that will take quite a while to write down. Let me check in the book, excuse me. That is equal to 9,261 centimeters cubed. Whew, that is a lot. of centimeters cubed. But it's not filled the entire way. I want to pause and just think about the problem, what I'm trying to figure out. It's not filled the entire way. I pour probably most of this into this tank, and then there's some left. And I want to know how much is left. So I really need to figure out how much is in here. And how can I do that? I know it's 2/3 full. And what that means is if I broke this into thirds, 2 of those would be full. So if I divide this by 3, I can find what each third is. And then if I multiply that by 2, I can figure out what 2 of those thirds would be. So 9,261 centimeters cubed divided by 3 is 3,087 centimeters cubed. And that times 2 gets me 6,174 centimeters cubed. It may feel like we're finally done at the end of the race, but we are not yet. That just means how much water is already in there. And then I'm going to pour this water into here, or as much as possible. So I need to know how much this can hold. So I can find that by doing 26 centimeters times 12 centimeters times 15 centimeters. And I need to know just the capacity of this. I don't need to do any 2/3 extra steps like that. This is equal to 4,680 centimeters cubed. So of these 6,174, I'm going to pour that many out. So let's do that problem. 6,174 centimeters cubed minus 4,680 centimeters cubed leaves me with 1,494 centimeters cubed, or 1 liter and 494 centimeters cubed. Actually, the question just asked for milliliters, so I can leave that in milliliters. So 1 liter, or 1,494 milliliters. Whew. That's a pretty long problem. Let's just do one more. I know it's already been quite a few minutes, but it's good to get some practice in. The tank is 1/4 full. Water flows into it at 2.5 liters per second. How much is there after 5 minutes? After 5 minutes, blank, water's in the tank. Blank, water is in the tank. Okay, similar to the 2/3 thing here, only 1/4 of this tank is full. So I want to know what 1/4 of the tank is. So I'm just going to include 1/4 in my equation. 1/4 of the tank. So in parentheses, I'll put the dimensions of the tank. And then whatever those dimensions are, I'm going to cut it up into quarters. And that's what I want to know. So this is the same as divided by 4, remember. So 1/4 times 45 centimeters times 28 centimeters times 30 centimeters. And all that's going to be times 1/4, which ends up being 9,450 centimeters cubed, which I can see that I'm going to figure out in liters how much is being poured in, is equal to 9.45 liters. Now, if 2.5 liters is coming in every minute, after 5 minutes, how much is there? Well, 2.5 liters times 5 would tell me how many per minute. 2.5 times 5 is equal to 12.5 liters. So that's how much is getting added. I'll draw kind of blue there on top of the original. So 9.45 liters plus 12.5 liters is equal to 21.95 liters. Whew, okay, that was quite a bit of work to get all those problems done. Nice job hanging in there, though. Your homework today, let me check real quick. I know it's posted, but I would like to tell you that your homework is page 185 and 186. So you just got to do one workbook page front and back. 185 to 186. All right, thanks, guys.